Welcome everybody to Sonderling Inc. Episode 46. My name is Sam Lander. I will be your GM, and I have some players.
I am Xur playing Kiva, the Kobold Paladin.
Hello, I am Vosk and I'm playing Verduras, the High Elf Sorcerer.
I'm Inda. I'm playing Hogel Wolfshift, a human rogue.
I am Holopol playing Holop the Human Paladin.
And I am Easeborn, playing Strix the Goblin Wizard.
And last session there was a fight in which you guys defended a temple. And that's pretty much it. So
That was exactly it.
it was a fire.
I was going to do the recap today.
Too late, I already did it. So does that mean I get inspiration?
No.
All right. So you guys destroyed the tattoo on the fiend, and she evaporates into the, we'll call it. I don't ever think I established a where on the world is for this temple, did I? Let me bring up my notes because I should have done that beforehand and didn't. It's the Temple of Masa, or I really should name things in a way that I can. No, it is not located in a place. We're just gonna leave it at that. It is the middle of the night outside, maybe early morning. You're not 100% sure. After the portal closed, it had been like overcast and nasty outside. But now you like bright stars overhead. There's no artificial light anywhere nearby other than what is coming from the temple, which, as you guys work to repair the doors, quickly like eliminates all the light leaking out. The guards are going to each other, congratulating each other as if they had done the defending of the temple. Like, good job, good job stabbing that zombie. Great work.
Kiva goes around congratulating them with them because why not? They defended the, albeit with spells, but they defended it the temple on their own for a couple of days before we got.
You think they talk about it had been maybe an hour, probably less, after the first attack actually hit the temple, before you guys arrived. So they had been here around a week before you guys got here. Somebody basically teleported them here, or there was teleportation involved. We'll go with that.
Magda, you said last time that Magda brought them there.
Yes, correct. And
Here, and they had to travel the rest.
Yep. And it's like Magda brought them here, set them up with the spell scrolls, everything else. And they got told, like, the person who went to let Magda know, let her know, and then is the person who had the teleportation scrolls on them, the ones for the teleportation circle. They are not, well, if they're a wizard, they're not a very powerful one, but they they had enough to get through the teleportation circle and then get back. Yep. So they it's like the middle of the night, so several of them are like verifying the repairs you guys are doing and adding their own little additions to it from where they can. Some of them are like, up in here's actually some beds that they have set up, and several of them are going to bed. A couple of them have started a pot of tea or coffee. You're not 100% sure, but it is. There's definitely a smell of brewing. Oh, you could tell the difference between tea and coffee. What am I thinking of? It's tea. So some sort of like tree leaf tea is brewing.
The
The one who you guys kind of talked to first says, you guys gonna stay for a while, or are you gonna go back to, like, do you think it's over? Do you think we're free now, or we're safe now?
Well, at least that circle outside had been destroyed, as in the magic fleet away.
That's good.
I can't guarantee that it won't come, that they won't cast another spell, but
How did they? Like, what was that portal?
did I know what kind? It was like circle, teleportation circle, right? Or was it like dimension door? Because I think I remembered something about dimension door.
So it was kind of a mix between dimension door and plane shift.
Ah. Oh, right, and a pebble. I put it in my quiver. I remember now.
Yes, so there's a anchor stone, with for lack of a better word, that was broken, and like the magic was leaking out of it.
Right. I don't think we looked for much yet.
Okay.
Maybe we should.
Who has detect magic?
I do.
just a second, need to check.
I'm just gonna do investigation on the temple.
All right. Go ahead and
Look the insights.
on the insights. All right. Go ahead and give me your investigation roll. Holy buckets, Batman.
Can I?
That is a 24, by the way. I cannot roll lower than a.
10.
10?
Yes.
That's just ridiculous. Okay, so you find the inside of this temple covered in wards of some kind or other. Horgold, go ahead and give me Arcana as well, if you don't mind. They are magically protective. Other than that, you don't get a whole lot from them. Definitely arcane, and they're 22 on investigation. They're not permanent. Like, somebody didn't take the time to like etch stone or otherwise permanently mark these words in. These are like painted or charcoal drawn or other like temporary measure type words on this place.
I point out the strange writings to Figueros and Strick.
Haluk, give me religion, knowledge, religion. You can't, so nothing about this place feels desecrated to you. Yeah, with a 4, it doesn't feel, there's nothing unhallowed or otherwise. Like, the corpses of the zombies have a definite icky feeling to them. They're just nasty, undead, putrid bodies, but like there's no specific spot that has like unhallowed or anything like that. So detect magic. The whole temple lights up, Striggs, with Yeah, and Horgold like points it out to you. It's like as soon as you see as soon as he points out the words, the inside, like every inside surface, is covered in some sort of magical writing. But it's like it's not been written on. You think somebody cast a spell that did the writing, if that makes sense.
Right. The writing is basically the spell circle or the drawing, how you make the
Right.
spell. Right.
And this was either really expensive or it took a long time. Knowing Magda, you're thinking on the order of really expensive.
Yeah.
Um,
What about outside? Is there like anything special with magic that I can detect there?
the building looks like from the outside, the building looks
I meant just
magical.
like underground where we fought, but
There is definite residual magic on the ground, but it's like diminishing.
just want to make sure.
Sure. You holy buckets, Batman. So as far as animals go, this is a open field. There's some like ruined buildings you see just about maybe 200-300 yards away. From here there's a small waterway to the north of here, but not like a raging river. It's like maybe 10 feet wide, probably a couple 3 feet deep, 3 to 6 feet deep, 1 to 2 meter deep waterway flowing past here relatively quickly. And it's not a slow, but it's like clean, clear water. What was this spell? Detect thoughts.
To check if there's something still hidden around us, so the invisible incense. Check if there's someone still invisible close.
The only thoughts you detect are those of the guards and yourselves. Oh, actually, you don't even detect the thoughts of yourselves because I believe some of you had like a mind shielding ring on.
Yeah, we all have a mind shielding ring.
So anybody with mind shielding ring, you do not detect the thoughts of.
You detect the thoughts of Kiva.
Still haven't got a ring, you?
I think we only got like 4.
It's possible.
Wait, you want to put a ring on Kiva?
You should put a ring on it. What are you looking in your backpack for, Horgold?
I think I found it. My recliner. The ship's navigation tool.
Oh, the Reckoner?
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yes. That was. I think you guys never gave that back, so you still have one. Oh, you want to know where you're
I paid
at?
for a new one.
Okay. The altar. It's a stone tablet. It is on like a worked. So it itself is like or some sort of like gray, well polished stone. And it is on like chiseled stone bricks, I guess you'd say. The like it's got 2 legs on each side, one on each side. There's a mortar of some sort in the brick, air quote brick work, but it's like a poke with a finger and it just like disintegrates into dirt, dust. A lot of it has fallen out, but like you can tell somebody's been through here, kind of cleaned this place up a little bit. And they are like this there's like supplies and stuff just kind of piled onto the altar itself. Like some dried food, the bag that had the tea leaves in it, various sort of things. Some like cooking utensils are stashed underneath it.
I have a quick kind of question.
Sure.
At some point from Gruntos, I got the items right before we left,
Yes.
and in my notes it still says the Star Sapphire is in there. It might not be.
Star Sapphire.
The
The one-
gem that he got
Yeah.
from when we searched the ship the first time.
Ah, okay. It's not the specific gem that you use for godhood.
No.
Nope.
That was a ruby.
Right.
The Star Sapphire is just a nice gemstone.
Okay, good.
Well,
I just wanted to make
thing
sure.
I can't remember if it was worth 50 or 100.
The notes say 100, but I'm not sure about that.
That seems fine.
It also seems logical because we got 3 of those and it was like 300 brass, the 3 of them
Then-
combined.
Then it's exactly that amount.
So the guards, after you guys have secured the perimeter, they set up like watches at every door. The one of them says, "Okay, I'm gonna go back and let them know that you guys arrived and everything's okay. And that we have and to take the body back, because there was the one guard that died.
Right.
If anybody has a message for anybody, let me know." And a couple of guys like dig through their stuff and hand them like little letters. He looks at you guys. Do you have a message, or you need me to tell anybody anything?
I want to look at the group and kind of make the message. Do we want to tell them that Emberthorn helped defend this place?
I think he
the word
needs
of
a message
Emberthorn.
to Mag.
Well, no, to anyone, right? Where he's still going back to.
The implication is definitely not to Magda directly. Just he's going to an army camp, and he didn't know if you guys had any like messages to the army camp. He thinks he doesn't know who. Okay, so slight aside that you guys can pick up pretty easily. He thinks you guys are like special forces, not that you're like an independent group.
Okay, so he thinks we are part of the army under command of Magda.
Right.
Okay.
Which you kind of are, but you're kind of not.
Not quite
Kinda.
You're not under her command, and you're not technically part of the army, but
Well, I want to
We are special
proclaim.
forces.
I want to proclaim that Emberthorn helped us here survive. Most of them, us, could have been way worse.
all right. Who's Emberthorn?
It's one of the gods.
Oh,
Kira just sighs heavily and just, my fool of a brother.
wait, your brother is a god?
Apparently he is.
Do I know enough about Godhood to know if it would still technically be your brother?
Knowledge, religion.
13.
I mean, technically not necessarily genetically her brother anymore, but
Right.
they were born from the same parents, so yes.
It's pretty recent, God.
All right. He nods and takes the guards wrap the body, and it's like still like oozing nasty venom out of its wounds. Anyway, they wrap it up in a sheet or some other kind of like tarp, and he takes it through the teleportation circle, and they disappear.
I want to check one thing.
Sure.
The gemstone on the wall that's embedded.
Give me. Do you have true sight?
What is that special thing I can do? Not by default.
I was gonna say
it like that.
You look there and don't see anything initially, but you have a true seeing ability. So if you want to
right,
trigger
that's
that.
true. Definitely. Well, when you say it like that, yes,
Well,
definitely.
I don't want to.
No, but I do want to investigate it thoroughly and make sure there's nothing behind it. If I cannot remove it, I will probably figure out a way to look behind it, cast like ethereal sight from my
Okay.
my third eye, and if that doesn't work, I'll probably use through seeing.
Okay. So the
Inventory.
ethereal eye doesn't show you anything. Holy
Right.
puppies.
So after that, I'll use true sight and
true seeing, on the other hand. So you see two realities through true seeing. One reality is the like mortal physical plane. You know what you're seeing without, and you that is a true seeing, if that makes sense. You are also seeing another reality, probably another dimension, perhaps, or you're not 100% sure, but there's a pocket in the wall about head height for a human, so about 5.5 feet off the ground, just a little under 2 meters off the ground, and inside of that pocket there is a amber stone the size of a pomegranate, thereabouts. When you guys first came in here, every time the door thumped, you saw a flash from that stone. But as soon as, like, when you came back in this room, that stone didn't exist anymore. Like that wall was solid again. So now, having seen or using true seeing, you can see that both realities are true. The stone existing in this wall and the stone not existing in this wall are both true. There's no like behind to the stone. It just is part of the wall. If you like get up on something so you can reach, or get somebody to hold you up, or get somebody who's taller than you to actually reach in, you can physically remove the stone from, like, there's nothing preventing you from just reaching in and grabbing the stone and pulling it out.
No, what I'm more interested in if there's something behind it, like with the other stone, with the onyx I'm holding, snowflake onyx.
There is no behind to it.
Right.
Dimensions are weird, but they're like, you could pull this stone out of this wall from any direction that is inside of this room, if that makes sense. And there is no behind to it. It is all by itself in its pocket, in place on the temple.
I'll get one of the benches, I guess, up to the altar if that's possible, and will try and touch it to see if there's the special thing going on, and if it all seems good, I'll just leave it there.
Give me a Constitution save, please.
Great.
You're fine.
Oh.
So as you touch the stone, you feel the warmth of a mid-fall afternoon, the feeling of, say, it was just above freezing overnight and the sun has come up and it's like midday, and there's just this kind of cool clip to the air, but it's still like 20, 26, 25, 26 degrees Celsius, 80, 70, 75 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And like there's a warmth to it, but you can tell that it's like a warmth that is fading. And this warmth like flows into your hand, like you find yourself wanting to touch this warmth, and it flows into your hand and into your body and feels lovely. And as it travels down your other arm to the hand that is holding the stone, it becomes painful. Like it's too hot. It's like burning, sun burning.
Basically colliding.
Yes, and fighting with the like infection or the whatever it is that's in your other arm, and it feels wonderful. Except it also hurts. It like deeply hurts to touch the stone on the wall. And you pull your hand away just kind of reflexively, and the warm comforting feeling goes away, but the pain also goes away.
Right. Okay. Seems like I'm assuming the feeling of the day is like the feeling should be for this time of month or this time of year.
Yeah, it feels like
Right.
like a fall, like the perfect fall day where it's going to get windy and blow some leaves out of the trees, but it's not windy yet. And, the sun is high overhead and just warmth soaking into you from the sun. And you still have that, like that little nip in the air of oncoming cold, that sort of feeling.
So it seems that Masha's all right. So I'll say that. Well, it seems like the gym and everything is intact and nothing seems wrong. To the party.
Well, that's good news.
Yes,
I
it
like
is.
nothing going wrong.
Have I figured out our location yet?
With the Reckoner, you absolutely can locate yourself on the globe. And I need to go to the full world map. All right, so we'll go ahead and bring everybody over there just so that you guys can all see this too. So who remembers what temples are rare? Because I'm having trouble placing that.
I thought it was somewhere over here that you were saying, but I'm not entirely sure.
So that one was on the Western continent.
If I'm not mistaken. Right, I thought it was close to the city of Alathea? Wasn't this one?
That's where we were hiding. There was like the grotto of one of the dragons.
Was that where Masa's was?
But I'm not sure about that, yeah.
Because I don't have Eastern Kartuk. Okay, so Masa.
There was a temple there as well.
Yes, there is a temple there. I did not ever look. Okay, so that's not Masa's temple for there. Nope. So this one's actually gonna be on the Western continent. And it is going to be above. Actually, we're going to put you right there. So freehand. That pink dot I just put on is where.
That's a big temple.
Wait,
maybe.
I'm joking.
Right, but that is where Masa's temple, and that is on. I'm gonna actually do it. Temples and shrines, northern end of Congress. So, I believe from remembering several sessions ago, Magda told you what this island was. Subcontinent, probably a little more accurate than island. It's big. This island is known in Burgundy, or in the Burgundy language, as Congress Island. It is the secret gathering place of dragons. long story short.
Yes.
Their actual congregation point is actually in the small mountain range that's kind of centered in the island. But yes, that is where the Temple of Massa is. You guys started here. It was we'll call it early afternoon, so it's like I don't have really good sense of how far that is. It's the middle of the night somewhere, like stars overhead, somewhere between midnight and morning.
Well, I think it's best to get back to the ship so we can assist in the attack, like we promised.
I say we should stay at least one day to see if the forces return.
You do know
What
that
date
tomorrow
right
is
now?
the attack.
No, it's not tomorrow.
Oh,
No, it's
I
not
thought it
tomorrow.
was.
It's the 2nd of
Another
Massa.
2 months.
Yeah, you got.
Is there a way to add more protective charms to this place?
What do you have for protective magic? What spells do you have?
Protective?
Alarm.
Yeah.
The only one?
I only have attack spells.
So if you only have attack spells, especially as a sorcerer, I don't think you can. Like, there's nothing you know that would add on to anything here.
Dispel magic I can do, that's one. And detect all. See
Shield.
invisibility.
Mage armor.
Yeah, I'm thinking some of the abjurations go
Counters.
like mage armor or
No,
anything like that. So
I don't have that.
Okay. Then
I will help.
no, not really.
I will try then.
Okay, what do you have for spells?
Okay, let's see. Shield, alarm, basically, but that's not really. What is
You
the
could put an
mage
alarm
armor?
down.
Arcane lock.
So arcane lock was basically what the scroll spells were.
Okay.
But like it's a little bit a different version of that because it was definitely locking the whole building.
I have counter spell. I have what's this one? Oh, this one. Guards and wards and Mordecai's magnificent mention. I guess could work.
What's guards and wards? Let me look.
Guards and wards basically allows me to protect a 2,500 square feet of floor space.
So that would definitely be fitting for this size. It lasts a day. The ward several stories of stronghold divided area among them.
It's a very interesting spell.
Okay.
So I can exclude people from it as well.
Right.
Well, that's the help I.
Actually, so the spell that the person was using to lock the front door was a mixture between guards and wards and arcane lock.
Right.
So just the straight guards and wards. I mean, you can use for up to 24 hours. There's no at higher level. I would let you cast at higher level for like 1 day per level above 6th.
7th levels. Oh no, that's 6th.
6th level abjuration. So you could put, guards and wards on for what, up to 2 days?
3 then, because I have level 8.
Yeah. But you would have to spend some time. So you would have to spend some magical research time to make a spell that did like less things but lasted longer. Or
right.
Or was a higher level spell that lasted longer.
Right.
So I mean that's a lot of very good things, but then again, it's duration of 24 hours.
Yep.
And the mansion, nothing really useful for this, I don't think.
Yeah. I would typically use those two together.
Right, you make the mansion and then guard it.
Yep.
Yep. So you would
But
have
I'll
to
cast
spend,
level 8.
yeah. You would have to
The guards don't want
you would have to, okay, so yeah, if you cast it level 8, then yeah, it'll last like 3 days. It'll protect this place for 3 days. No problem.
It's better than nothing.
You would have to spend, I would say, a week or two at least, in some sort of arcane checks to actually come up with a different guarding spell. And it would probably, to make it much more powerful than that, would be a higher level spell for sure.
Right. But we probably don't want to take too long here. So I'll just cast level 8, so it's protected for 3 days.
Okay.
Do we stay 1 day?
I would say we stay 1 day to see if the bad guys come back with more forces.
Do we have an idea who attacked?
It was
Who it was
definitely
that
Abu Alpha had red, right? The phase that popped out of the portal.
So yes, at least one of you saw him like look out the portal, notice you guys defending the
Slide.
place, like roll his eyes and then just leave.
I didn't saw that. I was inside constantly, so
Yes.
I'm
I didn't.
asking.
Oh, yeah, I'll relay the information I have. But it seemed like he moved away. He left as he saw us.
That chicken.
Who, I don't remember who all saw that.
I did.
Anybody who saw Abu Al-Fahad, give me a retroactive insight check, please. As I think you did. I think Horgold would have.
Can that be a crit on the dice?
Can it be a crit on? No. Those rolls happened after the long rest.
Right. Yeah, that's right now, right? Or do we? Oh, we not have rested yet. Okay.
Well,
No, we haven't yet.
you have rested, so you got your rolls from the rest. The insight check actually would have happened back when you.
Right. Makes sense.
Back when you saw him. 10, 15, and 13. Kiva. You're pretty sure that the. Okay, so it's a little hard to read the expression on an undead face, but it was a human face at one point, and you're pretty good at reading human faces. Or human and orc and humans, like non-kobold faces. There we go. The look on his face, well, was basically, well, this plan went to crap. And was kind of begrudging frustration, I guess you'd say. As in he sent his troops through, but was giving up on the possibility of what they were doing working out.
So basically sending the Merilith with a final FU and just I'll give up.
Kinda, yeah. Whether or not he will he was giving up at the time, so it'll be at the very least he's not going to attack again immediately because, well,
we're here.
His forces are gone.
And yeah, his forces, he expected all of his forces to die.
Right.
He was hoping they would get lucky and kill you all, and then, I mean, because the portal didn't close until the Merilith died.
Right.
All right, so you guys stay a day. The troops are like, happy you're staying. They kind of, Oh, so which unit are you with? Sort of conversations. The guard comes through with like 4 or 5 when they comes back through after dropping off the body, comes back with like 4 or 5 more guards. He shows them to, like where their sleeping is and their food and so on and so forth, and um they're like, yeah, so like in a downtime, then at like over a meal, it's like, oh yeah, which unit you guys which unit are you guys with?
Oh, we are Sonderling Inc.
You are. I don't think I've heard of that unit. Well, it's good to have you here. You get. I'm sure you have more important work to do than just standing guard here. But thanks for the help, because we were all dead. Um, without you, I mean, he kind of motions in the direction of where the one guard died. It's like that was like the smallest, weakest of the foes, and didn't last he didn't last 30 seconds, let alone a minute. So
Sadly, indeed.
thank you for your help.
Have you seen that how I slain that big one with just one hit?
I saw you were surrounded
He's
by
like, yes.
20.
Yeah, he like toasts you. Yes, you did, and the tales of your valor will be sung amongst my comrades forever.
I also heard a lot of screaming from you, or Gold.
That was before.
Luckily, it came out all right.
Have you guys had like this is my first temple defense? Has there been any others that need to be defended? Like each unit that comes out and defends these places has been separate, and nobody's told us what happened at the other ones.
Oh, do you know if the temples of Nura and Basima are also having troops stationed?
There was talk when we came here that like the week before the last week of Topaz, when we were like told we were gonna be on a special mission or special assignment and to gather up all our stuff, to prepare for that temple, we were gonna be temple guards. I don't know. We were told that the other temples like Topaz, Yakit, and so on had been guarded, but I would assume that somebody's going to be guarding the Temple of Basima, but I don't like, they didn't tell us who guarded the other temples, and
Right.
And
That makes sense.
Strix,
Sorry?
we are on a secret mission, like they have probably been told not to tell about this too much. So let's keep our stuff for ourselves.
True.
Have you seen that final blow to the big dude?
Take
Yes,
inspiration if you
Horgold,
don't
we've
have a
seen.
Horgold. All right.
Oh, Horgold, could you tell me about
Strix
it,
has
please? I
his-
didn't see it.
Strix has his fingers at the top of his nose, between his eyes.
I haven't seen it. Could you describe miniatures how you did it?
I think I used some table things with mage hand to make them move, like how it all.
So a quiet day passes. You guys get to meet all of the various guards. Mostly guys. There's a couple of girls here, or a couple of women here. But these are all people from like the same unit. The original set was like one cohort under one sergeant. The people who came to after the thing were some like, their next tent over type bunk bunkmate's not the right term, but like, so they know this, like they know each other very well. And obviously, they spend some time like practicing during part of the day, and you can tell that they have practiced together as a unit, in the past.
In the downtime, can I try and continue my studies on the gem?
Yes. I don't know. Give me your Arcana roll, sure.
I'll join them in their practice if it's not magical.
It's not magical. They're happy for a like skilled opponent. And the sergeant's like, oh, well, we know you guys are stronger than us, so maybe a 1-on-4. Give my unit some what he wouldn't say hero unit, but that's what, like, what's the proper term? Action to get somebody who's more skilled, like action to get somebody who is more skilled than they are, so that they have to use teamwork to take down that
Handicap?
person. Sure.
Anti-knight combat.
Knights. Okay, so meta here, like knights. We're kind of past the era of knights and as the like shock troops of armies. We're definitely moving into the era where the army is a like early Napoleonic type almost armies. Not they don't have the guns and stuff yet, but it is definitely professional soldiers who make up a broader army rather than, you know, a few specialized soldiers and then ranks of conscripted like peasants. To learn how to fight X on 1 because it's very difficult if you are not trained, and X can be reduced. Yes, Holic, you absolutely are correct. And if you want to, you can like give them tips because you have your experience on how to, as a group of people, take on somebody who's more skillful than they are. Anyway, okay, so Arcana checks from Verdros and Striggs on the on
my own gem is what I meant, right?
Yeah, the Snowflake Obsidian.
Yes.
Trying to think. 27's really good.
Right here, I have gem research DC 15, and there's 5. I had to succeed 5 times, and I can only fail 3 times. I currently have 1 fail and 2 successes. This would add to a success.
Yep, that would add to a success. Beat the tin
That's
can.
what I've written down.
Okay. I don't remember what I was going to give you at the result of that, but yes.
It was the lessening of the effect.
Oh, right. Okay, good. So yes, you add another tick to that. Actually, you can add one. You can add a success to from Verdros as well.
Oh,
yes, I aid you in your research. Because I'm tired of just switching thumbs.
So these guys, okay, so those of you sparring with these troops, they are seasoned troops, but you like even 1 to 4 are pretty able to just air quotes knock them all out. Like a touch to the chest with a weapon is like they remove they're dead and they remove themselves from the fight, sort of thing. You guys are handily able to beat them at least at the first round, but with Holic giving tips and them kind of changing their style a couple times, by the time like they're done with the sparring session, everybody's kind of worn out and smelly from sweat and everything else. They can at the very least like mark a point against you. Like they like every once in a while they make a kill on one of you guys, on one of their targets, but the vast majority of the time is still like you handily take all 4 people out.
They just need a little bit more training.
You think if you guys could hang out here for like 2 or 3 weeks, you could probably get them to 50-50 with somebody who's about as powerful as you, if all of them attack in the right way and they know what to expect. So, you know, sparring off against Horgold is very different than sparring off against Hollock. And again, it's different than swelling off, going against Kiva as well. And the you know, Striggs and Verger.
Oh yeah, I'm not.
You guys, I'm assuming you don't, but they don't even ask you to, because it's like, yeah, you guys just cast a spell and kill us all, and there's from across
No
the room.
learning. Yeah.
There's no learning in that.
The only thing is
Now
if they
and
had
then-
any questions.
In their training now and then, I just use this without them noticing to push someone out of position, so they are getting used to that someone is not in the right.
Oh, that's absolutely helpful. So like, you do that a couple times, and there's definite frustration on the people's faces. They're like, "Well, he shoved me again," and the sergeant is like, "Yes," and the enemy, whoever we may fight, may have somebody who does exactly that, or you know, and then
Worse.
or worse. And Horgold is like, "Oh yeah," and hideous laughter, and one of them falls over laughing.
I'll do that on the lieutenant.
Yeah, and once they've recovered, they're like, and this is why fighting against mages sucks, and why we don't fight against mages. It's not our job. If you like, if you guys see a mage on the battlefield, whether it be a cleric or a wizard or a sorcerer or anybody who seems to be casting spells, you guys know the yell, and they all make kind of a particular ululating yell, and it's obvious that this it's obvious it has, like, the yell has a specific meaning. You guys have heard them, like, in their sparring sessions, like yell very short phrases back and forth to each other to, like, inform, hey, I'm going low, you go high, sort of thing.
Kind of like how football players have those yells as well.
Yeah, but
American football players.
right. But you know, this was the like, they all do the ululation, Xena Warrior Princess cry, if you don't know what a ululation is.
Right.
Yeah, but it's a that sort of thing. And they're like, that's why
Memories.
like, you don't fight them unless you know that you can stab them without them seeing you, and still you don't fight them because they can do this to you, basically.
Yeah.
Magic
Again,
sucks when
if-
you're a soldier.
Yeah, but again, if you can see the opportunity to take them out, do so. Like
Taking out,
if it's standing next to you, or you indeed unnoticed. You know, they're not strong, armored, so you can take them
yeah,
out.
they
If they don't notice.
they stab the sergeants. Like, I've taken out a couple in a battle before. They stab real well. They're real easy to stab, assuming they don't blind you or light you on fire or turn the ground beneath your feet into a morass of a swamp, or turn your eyes inside out and make you blind. You know, it's fine as long as they don't do any of that sort of thing. Or, you know, if they've done it to everybody else around you and they're you know, exposed and all alone. You know, we are not Magebane. We are not a mage hunting troop. It is not our job to fight those people.
Well, you're doing a good job so far.
Yeah. The sergeant nods at you. Yeah. And thank you for letting us burn off steam. After yesterday, it's worthwhile to get back into the swing of things. One of the things you guys notice is that they keep all of the doors like barred shut, and every once in a while, somebody comes along and like checks the ward spell on the outside wall or on the outside door, and verifies it's still like active. Kind of almost random intervals.
Okay, so it's not a set time every time.
No, and give me an insight check.
Second.
10, probably good enough. So whenever they do that, you notice like the magic strengthens slightly. And you're thinking the reason it's not a set time every time is because if it was a set like every 10 minutes they did this, then
The enemy could catch on.
somebody who was watching, they could like take down the ward immediately after it happened, or catch it at a specifically weak point, or something like that. So every 3 to 10 minutes somebody will walk by it, or one person will walk by and check, and it's kind of a seemingly random interval for them to do so. You don't notice a pattern. It's not saying there isn't one, but you don't notice a pattern.
I don't think there's anything else to do now, or are you going to stay any longer here? I ask at the party.
I can take us back if you want to.
I miss my... I don't know the English word. Thingy where you sleep.
Bed?
On a ship.
Bed.
Your bunk?
Bunk, yeah, that was it.
All right, so you guys gather up, anything you've left behind, and head back to the ship. When you guys get back, Bowen is out on the deck, just kind of lounging, taking in, like, you guys maintained a holy buckets, Batman. Oh yeah,
Sorry
that's
for
fine.
the sex.
That's fine. You teleport there. Do you even very familiar? Do you even need to roll?
Wondering. Target is a perp.
Very familiar. Okay, I roll a D100. Oh, no. Associated object is 1 to 100, 100, very familiar. So, no, you can
Yeah, I
just
think
get there.
associated objects are like very, are just, how do you say that? Guaranteed.
Right, yeah, you know, associated object, very familiar. Anything over a 25 on a D100, you get there just fine. I rolled a 5.
Seriously.
I didn't do it on purpose. All right. Okay, I need to actually open up. I'm going to go open up my book because it's easier to read that way. Teleportation.
We're so gonna get splintered.
Spells unpredictable magic results in a difficult journey. Each teleporting creature or the target object takes 3d10 force damage, and the DM re-rolls on the table to see where you wind up. Multiple mishaps can occur, dealing damage each.
Oh, really?
Pug.
This is why, if the spell listing is a little bit strange or have questions in them, I put down where the spell can be found for the DM or for myself in the description of the
Page 281. You literally rolled the highest possible for a mishap on a very familiar. Okay. So mishap, everybody roll me 2d10. You said 2d10 force damage, right?
3. Ethan.
Mishap, 3d10. Everybody roll me 3d10. And then roll me 1d100. And then, so the 3d10 is the amount of force damage you take, and then the d100 is, do you suffer another mishap?
Great. Oh my god.
Striggs. Okay.
Another D100?
Yes, another d100. So, Vergeros, and Holic, you both arrive where you want to go.
And I get force damage, I think, right?
The one you rolled before.
That's the 3d10.
5.
So you take 5 force damage and you arrive on the boat. Holic, you take 17 force damage and you arrive on the boat. Kiva, you take 16 force damage and you haven't rolled your d100 yet. And you arrive on the boat. Striggs, you take 17 force damage, and 19 is similar area, or no, 19 is off target. Distance is 1d10 plus 1d10% of the distance that was to be traveled. Oh. Roll me 1d10 times 1d10, please. So just roll 2d10s. Is 20. So you are 20% off target.
That's very far, probably.
Okay, so it is shorter. The shortest distance is in the direction that you're pointing. 45 squares, call it. So 20% of 45 squares is how many squares?
1/5 is
9.
10.
10.
Yeah,
9
9.
to 10.
So 9 squares off in a 1d8 direction.
So he's in the middle of the sea.
Not necessarily. He could. No, he's in the middle of the sea. So 5. 1. So north south.
He's
1,
at the
2. So 1. So 5 is to the southwest. You're swimming, by the way, Striggs, right now.
Great.
It's fine. It'll be fine. Does the ship not have a permanent circle? It does not have a permanent circle yet.
No, I didn't have time. You need to cast one every day.
For a year.
Yes.
Horgold, also at a 16 is off target.
11 I had.
Oh, wait.
No, the D100. Oh yeah, 11.
Similar area.
You got an 11? Similar area. Visually or thematically similar to the target area.
To our ship. Randomly appears at some ship.
Horgold?
It needs to be a flying ship.
Horgold? You
Similar.
find yourself on the deck of a ship, and the smell outside is home.
Is what?
Home. It smells like home.
Kirsch.
You arrived on a flying ship, because that is similar in Kirsch. All right, so this is a nice little distraction. Striggs,
Yes.
do you have another teleport today?
No.
I have
Oh wait,
a
no, I don't.
circle. I can do a circle so I can get, but
No.
not for Strix.
No, you have to teleport to a specific spot as well.
Right. We'll come back
Do
to what Horgold's gonna do in a minute. I need to figure out.
Owen? Can we ask Bowen?
I'm just gonna use Tensor's floating disk to make sure that I can stay on my disk.
Okay, so you can get yourself onto a disc. It's like you can't move it around.
Right.
But it's floating above like however high you want it to, the water. Like a 3 feet off of the water. So, as the waves go up and down, you're bouncing up and down on the waves. And yeah, we'll figure out how to get you home in a minute. Seasickness inbound. You know you're on water. You don't know where you're at. You do know that you had a mishap in the...
Right.
And nobody else came with you. So you're not sure if everybody else also had a mishap. Like, everybody had a mishap. You don't know how many people got to the final destination.
Right.
So me, Kiva, and Strix, me, Kiva, and Holok are on the ship, right?
So you guys arrive on the ship. You guys arrive. It hurts like a thing that hurts a lot. Like, it felt like you were slammed through something on the way here. You don't know if the spell was cast poorly or there was like some sort of magical defense that you launched yourself through or what. But it was like, it feels like you have a bruise covering your entire body of the pain of however much you took damage. You guys arrive and you don't see Striggs or Horgold, and you like don't know where they're at. But Bowen's like, he's just lounging. He's got a cigar in his mouth and like smoke rolling out of his mouth. Kind of like, you guys came back, but some of you decided to stay behind.
That was not intentional, and I'm using my Ring of Whisper to contact Strix and
Horgold
to ask if they know where they are.
All right, so Striggs and Horgold, you guys get a whisper in your ear, like less than a minute, I think, after you arrive. Striggs, you're probably just hauling yourself on top of your floating disc at this point.
Right. Oh, can I say something? Yeah, I use the Ring of Whisper.
Yep.
Say, I seem to be in water. Do I see land at some point? I don't know how far my vision is.
No, you were out to sea. You don't see. You see unmarked land. Yeah. In every direction. It is. We'll say it's daytime. From the position of the sun, you are much further to the west than you were hoping to end up.
Much further to the west. Oh, it seems like I've been between two continents then somewhere.
Yeah.
Give me a day and I'll be back. Oh wait,
Okay.
No, I can short rest on my disc, right?
Short rest takes an hour.
Yes, and the disc takes an hour.
So you can get yourself a short rest in, but it's like the disc is failing as your rest is ending. I will grant you that.
That's fine. I can get half my wizard level, a spell slot back. And I'm 15, so that's a level 7 spell slot maximum.
Yes.
Which is teleport. I'll just keep doing that until it runs out. And I have four shots before my level 1 spell slots leave me for the
all right. So
floating disc.
So we'll come back to that in a minute.
Right.
Horgold, you got this same whisper. Oh, and everybody around you is like, this is like obviously something under construction, and everybody's looking at you like, who is this person?
Strix, what have you done now? What's my response?
Yeah. I don't know where you are then. It's just tricks, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my bearing where I'm at.
You are
Sorry.
on... So Horgold, you are on the hull of an incomplete ship. Looking at it, it looks very similar in design to the ship you guys own. Probably half or less completed, but generally, like, some people are laying down magical stuff on it. People are like putting down the wood. It's the same general size and shape and so on and so forth. Of the ship you were on. A couple things I'll give you a thing or two for free. So this is definitely incomplete. It looks very much like the Knight's Tale or whatever we're calling that. And give me a quick perception check. 14. The thing you notice about this is that they are not making places for rigging. Like, they are not... They don't have the hole in the top deck, and they don't have the step in the hull for a mast. Is the thing I will get you with the 14. But other than that, you recognize this as near, like, you're not quite in the city of Kirsch, you're just a little upstream. You are inside of a building, but the smell like permeates. Well, you wouldn't know you're upstream, but like the smell of Kirsch permeates everything. So you're like in an enclosed space. There are like a bunch of artisans, as in people who work on things, around you. Nobody has called for a guard yet, but it's like sheer shock that they have. Like they don't. The only reason they haven't is it's just shock.
Oh, I will make use of that and look at somebody with a clipboard or somebody who's in charge.
Yeah. You see a person, probably towards the top, like on a railing around the ship somewhere. Okay.
I will tell to him that I'm on an important mission and I need to get to somebody in power.
Yeah, sure. And he yells, "Guards!" And then he kind of says, "You can take you there."
Okay, I will just, go to the exit or where the guards are. Why I expect the guards to.
There's a couple of, like, they're not city guards. They're definitely personal guards, which you're fairly familiar with. You recognize their uniform as one of the shipbuilding company's uniforms. And they're like, "All right, come with us, sir." And they take you off to a holding cell. All right. Striggs.
I have a different idea. I can't recover spell slots above 6.
Okay.
Or 6 or above. So, while I'm on my discs, I'll cast another spell. And I'll climb on top of it. And then I can do a long rest.
So
On top of it, just in it.
No, it doesn't create a floor under me.
Oh, okay.
Are you sure that will float?
An immobile dome of force springs into existence around and above you. It remains stationary.
Give me an Arcana check and impress me.
I can also not impress you and make it a 20. So a 30 on the final roll.
That is absolutely. So you're like, "Oh, I'll make myself a tiny hut." And then you're like, "Oh, I'll need to like climb on it because the floor will go away when my disc goes away, right?" And then you realize the outside of this of Liamon's tiny hut is specifically made to make like climbing on top of it more difficult because you don't want people like
Makes sense.
like being on top of it and just waiting for the spell to end and stabbing you through the top of it. But you're like, oh yeah, all I gotta do is, and you invert the tiny hut, and you are instead of being in a hut that doesn't have a floor, you are instead in a bowl that
Perfect.
doesn't have a ceiling. And I need to roll for weather for you.
Great.
Let
I
us
don't have
storm.
spell slots that can control weather
Uh,
anymore.
give Lima's tiny boat. Give me D100, please, Striggs.
Yeah, that worked perfectly last time. That D100 worked great last time.
It is fine. Like the weather for the 8 hours that this thing lasts is
Cloudy.
like, yeah, not rainy, not nasty, not cloudy. It's just fine. And you spend the first little bit of this, like, I think tiny hut, is it see-through from the inside?
Yes.
The first little bit of it is this gonna hold, am I in danger? But eventually, like, the weirdness of seeing the ocean beneath you moving, every once in a while a little splash will come over and you have to like take some water out. But yeah, no, you can, yes, if you climb up the hut, the spell will end. Yes, be careful. But you are able to make this tiny hut last for your long rest in a bowl shape. All right, so Horgold, you wait for a little while, and like once every little bit, guards come by, kind of look at you confused. They like talk to each other in low whispers, but they never really talk to you. And after
Did
probably
they put me behind bars?
yes, they put you behind bars.
At the moment they will do that, I will tell them that I will contact Magda to get me out of here and get me to Magda.
They like laugh at you. Yeah, you're gonna contact Magda. That's reasonable.
I'll use my whispering
Okay, well,
to tell Magda where I
give me a straight up intelligence check, or knowledge history would also work.
knowledge history.
Knowledge history. Okay, so you know what building you're in. As they took you through this place, you're like, oh yeah, I did a job here like 8 years ago or something like that. You know which building you're in. When you did the job here, it wasn't a shipwright. It was like some sort of warehouse storing stuff. You stole something from it. Details.
Recovered.
Yeah, you recovered something from it. Probably some information or other. Not like physical gold, or not gold, brass, but some information or other was taken from here, recovered from here. But yes, you know exactly where you are. And like you whisper to Magda, "Hey, I'm here." And like when you told the guards that, they're like, "Yeah, hi, you're gonna do that." And an hour later, there is one of the city watch, with two guards, like one guard leading him and a couple of others like trailing behind, like walking through this place like he owns the place, sort of. And he walks up to your door, holds out his hand. The like guard that was in one of the guards in back, like, and tosses him a key, and he unlocks your cell, and turns around and heads out, and takes the key with him. Like, and the other 3 guys make no motions to stop you from leaving.
I will take a slight bow to the guard from the shipyard and leave with the guards.
They're like, do I take that seriously? Do I was that sarcastic? And like one of them does a response, like a bow back, like, oh yeah, you're welcome, and other guys are like, hush him, and then pull him off to the side.
There's always that one guy.
Yeah, go ahead.
I will ask the guards about how well he's in contact with the leading one.
He's like, she's if you want to go see her, she's at her residence in the government district. Otherwise, I don't know her, but she told me to tell you that.
Okay, I will head to that district then.
All right, you head to the government district. Striggs, you you are taking care of that. That'll be tomorrow from everybody's perspective.
Yep.
Before you get that off. So
I guess I have to re-roll my divination, right?
Yep. Vergeros and Kiva and Hollock. What are you guys doing?
I'm still waiting for an answer of Horhold, because he didn't say where he was exactly.
Oh yes.
At least I had a response. Strix, what have you done? So I know he's still alive. Is there a way for us to find out where Strix is?
Do you have the locate spell? Locate object?
No.
Okay. Do you have any other like location magic?
Scrying, stuff like that.
Yeah, scrying, stuff like that.
It's mostly divination magic,
No.
so I'm not assuming him to have it.
Then
No.
You know there's magic that can do that. You just don't happen to know any of it. But it's only 1,000 feet. Well then, you think it would work anyway. If you locate Hollock, if you use locate object on the gems, the Heartstone that Striggs has, you're pretty sure you can locate that anywhere on this plane of existence. It only gives you a direction and vague distance, but it works. You're pretty sure the way the Heartstone works is you can do that. You're familiar enough with it from Striggs carrying around for this long. Anywhere on this plane of existence. So Horkel, do you ever tell anybody where you're at?
No.
Did you let them know that you're alive? Did you respond to? I think you responded. Okay, yeah.
I responded
Yeah,
about.
He responded.
Strix, what have you done?
Strix, what have you done?
All right, so you know that Horgold is in a possibly miffed mood, but otherwise like not in any danger. So Horgold, you work your way to the government district, and like go to Magda's residence, and like the first, like as your knuckles tap the door opens and a major domo of some sort or other opens the door and gives you a slight bow and says, Milady is waiting in the den.
Thank you. And I walk to the den.
And you head in there and she goes, I wasn't expecting to see you in town. What are you guys doing here?
Well, it's not us guys. It's just me.
Oh.
And yeah, Strix screwed up one of his teleportation spells, and I ended up here. So
Well, that's
yeah,
frustrating.
I got a small favor to ask. If you can get me to Bowen.
She grins and motions with a hand. Roll 2d100, please. Or no, yes, roll 2d100, please. Take the higher result.
No, but
Oh, I thought it showed no.
Actually, no, I should have. So,
61.
so you, Horgold, find yourself standing on the deck, about probably at this point an hour or 2 hours after the mishap. Find yourself standing on the deck, next to Bowen. You see, Vergeros and Hollock and Kiva hanging out on wherever they're hanging out.
Well, I didn't get a chance to thank her, so I whispered out to the ring for thanks.
You get, as it can only be described as a smile in response. Like, no phrase, just you get a smile in response.
I just start pointing and counting. Where's Strix?
he messed up himself as well.
Ah,
the
that's
only
good
thing
news.
we know is the only thing we know is he's in the middle of a water, more to the west of us. But he can't say exactly where he is.
Oh, take the boat there? Do we have enough time for that?
Problem is, we don't know exactly where he is. He could be close to the shore of our thing, but also close to the shore of the great western continent. And I can't locate him.
I will prepare locate object tonight so that I can do it in the morning if he's not there by then.
What, you got a locate spell?
Yeah.
But you know that only works at short range, right?
Yeah, but on the if you try to locate the evil stone, maybe it works.
Oh, I can try that for you.
So you cast your locate object spell, and the object is not within the range. Like it fizzles.
It didn't work for me, but maybe you have better luck.
I can also try locate objects tomorrow, maybe even locate the creature, but I doubt I can find him that.
Could it be of any use if we try to call upon the god Emberthorn, and maybe he could point us in the right direction?
I'll look at Kiva.
It
I
could,
look at her
but
as well.
we might also have to figure this one out ourselves. I mosey off to my quarters and go meditate.
All right. So you guys, 8 hours pass. You guys take
long rest.
Long rest. You get your new spells for the day. All right, Striggs.
Yes.
You have recovered your spells.
And I fall in the water.
Like as you're recovering your final spell, your spell ends.
Make sure to stand on my floating disc again. I don't want to get wet again.
You get your floating disc. You're not wet. Given the situation you're in, I'm going to give you disadvantage on your roll, essentially. So roll 2d100 and take the lower to arrive where you want to arrive.
I kind of have an idea.
Or if you want to teleport yourself to somewhere that is a guaranteed hit, then you can do that.
I'm wondering what a guaranteed hit would be. If I can see the location, would it be a guaranteed hit?
If you can, let me look at the spell again.
I don't. It doesn't really.
I have an idea, but I don't know if I can.
So I believe
say no.
teleporting to a permanent circle is a
Right.
guaranteed hit. So
Correct.
So if you teleported yourself to Valora or one of the other teleportation circles, then you know you will arrive at that teleportation circle.
Right. But I do want to get to the ship.
Right.
I don't know enough to get to the ship. Associated object means you possess an object taken from the desired destination within the last 6 months.
You didn't have anything on you, but that's a good idea for the future.
Right.
Wait, the ship is next to Alethea?
The ship is, I don't know where you guys
Somewhere
parked it.
Up there.
Where
I
we're
think.
training and stuff. It was somewhere here in the east of Valoria.
I don't think you guys were
The
like
desert
specifically
area.
near a town.
No, we were testing arcanas and stuff. Well, I'm just gonna retry it and do disadvantage.
Wall of text.
23.
21.
No.
Oh,
21.
sorry. I don't know if
21,
that probably
so
doesn't make a difference.
That's off target. All right, so it was a 9 square distance. So roll 1d10 times 1d10. Oh, and you take another.
All right. 2d, 3d10.
So 8% off of where you wanted to end up. So yeah, take your 3d10 force damage. Take 14 points of force damage.
You had your 8 hours rest, so your previous damage was.
So 8% of 9 is
1/10 again.
Maybe maximum of 1, but not entirely.
yeah. You are. So you're on. So you arrive. You it goes ouchie again. Yeah. If we'll say the ship is where that marker is, for just ease of.
Oh wait, I have to roll my d8, right?
Yep. Roll your d8. 4. So directly south. So you find yourself you arrive, it hurts, but you look to your south and you see a road to the south, and behind the road is a river, vast open, like very flat grassland type area, but not like bright green grassland. It's scrubland, I guess you'd say. Like you can grow animals on this, but don't try to plant corn.
Right.
But you find yourself, at least you didn't wind up in an ocean again.
Yep.
And yeah, you do a quick judge. The road to your south looks like it's the road headed out of Alethea. You're not exactly sure how close to Alethea you are, but that's like you arrived somewhere to the south of the ship, given the time of like the position of the sun and when you think where it should be.
Right. Great. Somewhere I know where I am. Do I have anything special to help me?
I mean,
Nope.
You can cast teleport again.
Not with no spell slots. Oh, can you cast teleport with a higher level spell slot?
Sure.
Yes.
You can
Yes.
always cast teleport with a higher level spell
Oh,
slot.
then
You
I can.
So you can cast any spell with a higher level spell slot.
It doesn't give benefits.
Some spells give you benefits when you do so.
Right. Okay. Another one.
All right.
Oh no! Oh no!
Really?
Hey! The sad thing is that I can't use my my
Okay.
divination things to add.
So that's another mishap. So take another 3d10 damage. And it mishaps. P-U-R-S-T. I should have just left the book open.
Do I have to roll another one for a possible one?
Yep, you have to roll
Or
another.
is my...
No, you didn't. You weren't at disadvantage. Because you were on, dry ground in a normal sort of place. Okay, I roll... Hold on. So you mishap, but you may have landed 27. How do you... No, 27. You land on the ship. You mishapped onto the ship.
What?
That's lucky.
How does that work?
Well, so mishap, you re-roll on the table again.
Right.
And whatever happens is what the end result is. I don't know how you managed to roll you had a 75% chance of success. And of 4 rolls,
3
you
times.
got it once.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah. So now, Strig's, early morning, sometime he arrives on the ship, bleeding from the ears and nose, and looking like his face is just a bruise.
Technically, I'm not bloody yet, but 1 damage off.
Do I recognize it?
Do you recognize me? I hope so.
Yeah, you're bruised completely. Come on, you could be someone else.
It's still a goblin with the same fucking tuxedo on. Sorry.
Yes, he's wearing his Strig's tuxedo.
Oh,
Very
wet.
wet tuxedo, but
Very wet, dripping wet. Smells of ocean water.
not dripping anymore because I didn't fall in the water, right?
Oh, right, because you put the thing in. Yeah, but
it's still
damp.
wet from the day before.
Damp
Could be
and
just Jason already.
Yep,
kinda hit
I'm
him.
gonna start and clean myself up.
The moment I see him, just gonna hit him. Get your spells in order.
Hit to hit? Question mark?
I'm assuming no, he's not trying to damage you. So.
Oh, okay.
No,
Well,
no.
hey,
Yes, horror.
it's the rule of the spell. I pick my spell. I get my spell book out. I get to the page to teleport, and I start explaining to him that this and this
I'm
and
not
this and this.
listening
He doesn't
anymore.
understand anything of his because my personal research notes.
Right.
I just walk away doing my own stuff.
Okay, we really need to have a circle on this.
Ooh, thank you, Hollock. I feel like normal again.
Paladin level
I don't know how much health you pump into me, but
Paladin level times 5, so 75.
he can heal me. I'm 26 points off, so
You can restore a total number of hit points equal to your paladin level times 5.
Yes, we can use 1 each time, or we can put
Use
all 75 of them in at one time.
yes.
You can choose.
That's per day he has 75 hit points worth of. But yes, you can easily heal him back up to normal.
That's a lot of HP.
the +1 is really broken in D&D because 1 health gets you back up from unconsciousness.
1 health saves your life, but you can get dropped right back down to 0 real easy.
Correct.
So.
But you can also get an extra action off in the next turn.
Depends.
Most of the time.
Yep. No. Yo. Healing for 1 point absolutely is valid strategy in the middle of fight.
When you're really strapped for resources.
Yep. All right.
Triage.
Yes, that literally is
Thank you, Hawk.
triage. So it is the 4th. Yes, it's the 4th of Amber. You guys are floating on the ship to the northeast of Alethea. Bowen is looking at you guys half amused, and it's like, all right, so we've got another 2 months.
3. Well,
Uh,
less than 3.
so it's do you guys
2
need me
months.
to pull you into place, or can I head out? Like, are we close enough here that I can head out and start helping people prepare for the oncoming onslaught? I'd really like to be with my wife, if you guys don't mind. It's been fun, but I wasn't built for pulling magical sailing vessels across this world, and yes.
We can do that in 3 months easily, right?
Yeah, 6 weeks. 6 weeks, right, for 6 squares.
It is 3 weeks per 2 square, or it's 2 weeks per 3 squares now.
Right,
With
because we
the
fast.
we doubled our speed.
Oh no,
Yeah,
you're right.
we
Without
easily
without
done
him, you only doubled your speed, so it is 2 squares per week.
So it's 3 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, 3 weeks, so less than a month.
Oh, I do want to make an entire lecture again to him that what I saw in the dream with the dragon firing down and getting getting shot down again,
He
to make sure that won't happen.
he takes your lecture like seriously. It's obviously he's listening to you seriously, and then he gets down like very regally down on one knee so he can look at you like in the eyes.
Right.
There's a little bit of morphing going on because him just getting down on one knee should still be too tall to like look you in the eye.
Yeah.
But he gets himself down to your level and says, I am aware. I will be careful, but if that is my destiny, that is my destiny. I will not what is the right word? Oh shoot. Cannot think of the right word. Basically recoil. Basically, I will not. This fight is one that I will help out with.
Oh, I'm not saying you to stay away.
I will endeavor to make myself protected against magic. And you said you didn't know for sure. Like you never saw the body of the dragon that arrived.
Think
right?
deeply and say, no, it was too far away.
He nods and says, I will make sure that Magda knows as well, and any other dragons there who breathe fire know as well to protect themselves. But
yep, that's very appreciated.
I will stand on the front line, and I will. he kind of grins at you. I mean, you guys are fitting to your name. A bunch of basically foundlings, mixture of different people. If you could fail, that is just the truth of this. I want to make sure that if you somehow fail, we still have a chance of succeeding, because who knows, maybe with 4 or 5, however many armies we have, and 2 great dragons or 3 great dragons and at least 2 lesser dragons, and whatever holy people decide to join in this fight, perhaps you will be the distraction and we will kill him. Who knows? I want to give them the best chance, even if it costs me my life. Do not tell do not tell shoot, I just forgot her name.
Magda?
Natasha. Do not tell Natasha I said this, because she would kill me if I knew that I was willing to sacrifice my life for this. I mean,
and the outcome is just the same.
Yeah, but she'd want to be the one doing the murdering. Did you've she's a very direct person. I mean, yes, she wouldn't literally kill me, but if she thought that I was throwing my life away, without need or without her talking to her about it, she would absolutely kill me for it. She has said to me that she doesn't. I am not allowed to die unless she kills me, and she's never gonna kill me. So
I'll make the motion that I zip my mouth.
he nods. But it's been. I tell you what, it's the first time I've ever spent this much time land or sea on land, sea, or air on a ship, and it has been an experience that I don't think I will soon forget. He
Well, thank you
stands
for
back
helping
up.
us.
He stands back up to like full size, like stretches hugely and like steps casually off of the deck of the ship, and like with a great whoomp of air, you see him gaining altitude and pushing himself off to the north.
I say thanks in Draconic.
You get in response a giant, like 300-foot tall plume of fire.
I did
I
basically the
stare at
same,
it.
but with a whisper.
I stare at it with open mouth, with
Like-
the beauty of that seeing a dragon spit.
Yeah, it's an impressive length of time that this column of fire. You're pretty sure that people in Alethea saw this column of fire.
It was just a weather balloon.
All right. So a little meta here. If you guys don't have anything before you get to Ook, I don't have anything specific planned for before you get to Ook.
I still need to research my gem.
Yeah, absolutely can do that. We can just make those rolls. Are you gonna want to go to Taquiden before you go to Ook, or?
I
help
think we
straight
straight
again
went
with
to Ook,
the
right?
Hmm?
I think we straight wanted to go straight to Ook because Taquida might be too compromised because it's too close. That's I thought what our plan was, but if anyone has different ideas.
The
Keelan
ideas are not
does
in my
not
head.
have any idea other than maybe come in from the waterfront with the ship to assail the magic protection magic.
You guys definitely have enough time to get around, basically to get to the city from any side. Like the ship is fast enough now that's not a problem. You have plenty of time left to do that.
Basically from about there. So army comes in from land side, we come in from water side, and
so the army was planning on basically marching from Taquiden directly into Ook. And they were going to get to the 50 mile from the city mark. Okay, I don't remember 100%. The plan just left my brain.
They were planning to form up on the 100-mile mark, then
Right.
start marching on our coordinated
and
make their way towards the 50-mile.
Yeah, and the 50 and they knew they would be picked up by the 50-mile mark. It could happen any time between 100 and 50 miles. And it would take them a week to cover that distance. And they were going to hit the 100-mile mark on the 2nd of Opal, from what I remember.
And we wanted to boulder some specific cities in the city, if possible.
There is a magical inscription, I guess you'd say, in the city. that is the protective magic that, you know, prevents people from teleporting in, various like other magical attacks. And you guys need to do enough damage to
The city itself
to disrupt that. You don't know for certain how much damage that is, but it would, like, knocking down a couple buildings would probably do that.
I had a map of that spell basically on
Yep.
the city.
Yes.
Which buildings we had to target.
Yep, you have a good idea which buildings not necessarily would be good targets from a lack of damage standpoint, but would be good targets from a you take down these two buildings and it would disrupt the spell target. Yes. Yes, you the whole point of this is to get the phylactery and get it more than 50 miles away from Ook. And then do the whole process to destroy it.
You need to think about a lot of stuff.
Yep.
If we figure out where the phylactery is and if it's safe to pop in from about 500 feet away, I can get me and Striggs inside to get it. And maybe he can get us out again.
You were
There's
given
currently magic.
Yeah,
That's preventing.
there are two locations that it could be in the city that you guys were given, but yeah, you can't just there is protective magic for the whole city, and it would not surprise you to think that the building that it's in was protected from teleportation, and you know that sort of wording would be just that would just make sense.
Bare minimum.
Yeah, bare minimum. This guy, you know he is a powerful mage. You should expect powerful magic protecting his thing that keeps him from dying.
He turned the whole city into a spell. Yes, he's powerful.
So if my Arcana research checked and I'm meeting the threshold for success
Yes.
on the gem research.
I
Correct.
helped you again.
Yep, you did, and it does. So the half the effect again, and we don't need to make a roll. We don't need to make a save. So
Okay.
For
Let's
you,
see.
and you can explain, like, you can put a spell on this thing to give it to somebody else. So 1/4 effect of normal anybody who's holding it. So for you, since you resist necrotic damage, it is it normally takes off half your hit points. Because you resist necrotic damage takes off 1/4 of your hit points, so you have lost, with half of that again, 1/8 of your hit points.
Right.
Anybody else holding it, instead of taking half, they would take 1/4.
Is that a dex save or?
It is a fortitude. A constitution.
Constitution.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just max hit points.
Yeah,
right?
it is your maximum hit points. Well, before all of this, would have been 1/2 of your maximum hit points.
Yeah.
Like if you're hit like a drain spell, and no magic can recover that difference.
As long as you're holding
no
it, right?
healing.
Yeah, no, you can't be healed up as long as you're holding the stone. As long as it's on your person, either it's in your hand,
Right.
or in a backpack, or in your pocket, or whatever it is.
Strix can have it.
You are the
That
keeper.
makes me less squishy.
Yeah, you are less squishy than you were before, because you're only down like 5 or 10 hit points now, permanent.
Yeah. 13.
It's better than it could be.
Definitely. I'm currently 94 hit points, so
Yeah.
and I've been 53 for a long time.
So we will pick up. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and end here for the day. We will pick up on. I'll have to do some rolls to see when the army actually gets picked up, because it could get picked up sooner than the 9th, which there's a whole thing. If they get picked up sooner than the 9th and they draw the Lich out to counter their attack, they will let you know that it's happening X days early. You guys can cross the distance, so 50 miles, 40 miles. You can cross 50 miles. So from 100 to 50 is you you have to you have to be at least 100 miles out. You can cross 100 miles in, if you push the ship very hard, 2 days. 3, call it 3 to 4 normally. Basically, if you find the wind just right and you just give it everything that you can, like you give it everything, like you start unloading extra weight from it and whatever else you can do. You're thinking 3 to 4 days. So the army will have to survive at least 3 to 4 days before you guys get to the city, and they need to basically be distracting the Lich for that entire time. Yes. So just let you know, and yeah, so we'll pick up again on the something of Opal, depending on the rolls I have at the start of the session. Actually, I can go ahead and do those rolls now. So let's see. He has, for every day they're in, let's say a 5% chance, increasing by 5% per day, chance to detect. So first day does not. Second day would be a 90 or higher, does not. Third day 85, does not. Fourth day 80, does not. Fifth day detects. So we will pick up I can use that, but I didn't. So on the 5th day, so on the 7th of Opal, you get word that the army of Ook is meeting their army on the battlefield. And they haven't seen sight of the Lich yet, but they are like winning handily, so they expect it soon. So we will go ahead and pick up on the 7th of Opal, and we've got a couple sessions left, I think. So thank you everybody for watching. It's been great having you here. I hope to see you again soon. Bye.